Hello soulmate, welcome to today's tutorial. Today's tutorial will be learning how to make this gathered dress. For this tutorial, I will be making use of 3 yards of Ankara fabric, and this tutorial we will be cutting both front and back, that is together. Doing a freehand cutting of both the front and back together at once. So in order to know the amount of fabric you need for both front and back, you will measure the biggest part of your client's measurement, which is the bust part, because we are cutting half scale, that is the upper part. The bust is the biggest size in this particular measurement. Measure your half length. My half length is 17 and a half plus sewing allowance, that's 17 and a half. So as I was saying, the biggest part of your client's measurement is the bust, and you'll be adding 12 inches to it. That is, if your client's measurement is 36, you'll be adding the total of 12 inches. Then unfold. Then as you can see, I've gone ahead to mark out 1.5 inches for zipper allowance, please. Then you will fold another one, making it a total of 4 fold, making it a total of 4 fold. I hope you understand what I just did. Fold it into 2, that is after marking your bust measurement plus 12 inches. Mark out your zipper allowance, then you fold it into 4, making the middle part stop at where you mark out your zipper allowance. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Then you proceed and pin it. That's the folded part, and then you make sure it stops at exactly where your zipper allowance is. So in that way we can easily cut out both front and back together, because this is a simple half scale basic bodice. I hope you understand. For those that don't know how to draft it, then pay attention. Then after that, pay attention. Do not start your measurement from the zipper allowance. Start it after the zipper allowance, just like I indicated. Divide your shoulder measurement. You know the shoulder measurement is always divided by 2. My client is 14, which I went ahead to divide by 2, gave me 7. We're making use of 4 inches for the neck width and 1 inches for the back neckline. Remember, we're cutting both back and front together. I came down by half an inch for the shoulder slope. You can come down by either 1 inch or half an inch depending on what you want. And I proceeded to mark my vertical measurement. Like I said, vertical measurements are measurements along your body parts. For the bust, I mark 8 inches. For the waist, it is 16 and a half. And whatever part that is left, excess fabric, will be used as the sewing allowance. I hope you understand everything I just said so far. After that, I went out to mark down my front neckline measurement, which I make use of 3 inches. Mark down 3.5, sorry, and then I connect it back to the neck width. 3.5 for the neck depth and 4 inches. You can make use of whatever neck width or depth you want. The next is to proceed with our armhole. Like I said, to get your armhole depth, the formula is on the screen, which I have here is 7.5. Measure what I have on the shoulder and mark it down at the chest line. This is to ensure I have a straight line. After doing so, roll it out to the midpoint of the line, which I have here 7.5. So I'll be dividing 7.5 on my tape. After dividing it, I've gotten the midpoint. Going by half an inch for the front armhole. Divide your bust by 4, your bust circumference by 4, and what I have here is 8.5. Then I'll be connecting the 3 dots together. Either you use your French curve or you use your free hand. Something you can do with your free hand. And with that, we've created the front armhole. While for the back, I just connected it straight to where the midpoint stops, because the front armhole is always deeper than the back armhole. The next thing is to mark down our dart. That is always nipple to nipple. I will be dropping the formula to get that, and what I have here is 3.5 for my client. I'll mark the same on my waist, and I'll mark the same thing on my bust to ensure a straight line. I came down by my bust by 1 inch because I did not want it to stop at the bust point. Come out by half an inch on both sides. Then I'll be connecting it straight to meet the 1 inch I came down by. And with that, we have created our leg. After that, I will be dividing my body circumference by 4, which I've gone ahead to do. I mark down 1.5 inches for allowance. Divide my waist by 4. I placed the 1 inch I took for that because after sewing it in, I'll be replacing so plus 1.5 inch. That'll be making a total of 2.5 that I marked down at the waist point. I hope you understand. Then after that, I'll go ahead and proceed to cut what I marked down there is the allowance. Then I'll be cutting out the back first because we cut out both front and back together. So I'll be cutting out the back allowance. So pay attention so you take note of where I am cutting. Started from the waist, proceeded to cutting out the back armhole first. Do not cut the front armhole together with the front. You can easily separate the front later on and be cut whatever it is. For the back, we'll be going up by 1 inch, then I'll be connecting it back to the waistline. Go up by 1 inch from the zipper allowance. The reason why is because our back and our front measurement is not the same. Go in by another 1/2 inch for the zipper bulge allowance. Zipper bulge are just little folds that happen at the back of your fabric after sewing. So when you fail to remove this 1/2 inch or 1 inch, whatever works for you, there is a tendency that there will be a fold at the back. Now then proceed to cut out. Focus so you see where I'll be cutting out the 1 inch I went up by. Then I'll be cutting out the 1/2 inch for the zipper bulge. Please always remember to notch. Notching is very important. Notching will save you from stress when you're about to sew your fabric. Notching is very important. I went ahead to mark down my back waist, that which I went up by, and then I'm also going to notch the dart leg, that is the middle part, so that when I'm about to sew my sewing machine, I will know where my dart stops. Do you understand? At the back, we notch the zipper allowance, so we know where the zipper allowance starts from. We also notch the waist dart to show where our waist is going to be starting from. This outfit will not be having a lining. I will be making use of a facing. If you are new to tailoring, facing is another little extra fabric cut around the neckline so that the fabric, your neckline, can be done properly and neatly. You can also proceed to turn your fabric either with a bias tape or a lining. That's another way to turn your neckline. So I'll be cutting this facing for both the back and the front. To sew, I'll be placing the right front facing the right side, and then I'll be sewing. With that, you can turn. Do the same thing to the back neckline, also sewing your darts. So I'll proceed to cut out the facing for the back neckline also, and then I'll go to my sewing machine to sew the neckline, to turn the neckline, sew in my dart. Then I'll come back and show you all. I'll be using a simple basic sleeve for this gown, which I've gone ahead to fold my fabric into 4. Then I've marked out the starting line. I came down by 8 inches for the length of the sleeve because I want it to be a short sleeve. I divided the bicep by 2, added 1.5 inches for allowance, came down by 5 inches for the armhole depth. You can come down by 4 inches, but I always come down by 5 inches. Roll the line slightly to meet the 5 inches you came down by. Get the midpoint of the line. Get the midpoint of each line I've divided again, just like you see me. Go by 1/2 inch and then come down by 1/2 inch on the outer part. Using your free hand, connect the lines, and you can see I will measure the bicep again, added 1.5 inches for allowance, then connect my line to meet, and with that your short sleeve is ready. This is another tutorial already, though I have a tutorial on sleeve, but with this you can use this method to cut any sleeve of your choice. I hope you understand. Then we proceed to cut out. So I've gone ahead to do the necessary joining of the upper part. I've turned my neckline, as you can see, turn both back and front. I've sewn in my darts. I've also gone ahead to join the sides together, and I've also gone ahead to turn my shoulder. If you don't know how to join your shoulder, just indicate in the comment section, and then I will do a separate tutorial either on my short for that. And with that, I am done with the upper part, and as you can see, always iron if you have light or the means to iron while sewing. It is very, very important because it makes you work neater and easier. As you can see, this is what I have for the upper. Next step is to measure what I have on the waistline all together after joining. The waistline, that is the down part of the upper part of the half scale, and so that we can know how many amount of fabric will be cutting for the gathers. And what I have here after measuring, what I have here is 31.5. If you are measuring, do not exclude the zipper allowance. The zipper allowance is always included. That will be 31.5. Now, to get the total amount of materials will be needed for the gathered part, which is the waist measurement times 2 or the waist measurement times 3, depending on how full you want it to be. You can do times 4 depending on how fuller or how your fabric is enough. Now, to get the full length of the gather or of the down part, if your full length of your gown is 40 inches, what you'll be doing is that you'll be minusing what you have from the upper part. On the upper part we have 16.5, and I want the full length of this gown to be 40 inches, so I placed my tape exactly on that folded part, 16.5, because I'll be splitting it into 2, then joining it so that the gathers will be enough. Then that is how to get your desired length. After that, I'll be taking it to the sewing machine to sew, that is to join the part. And after sewing, what I have is, before we continue, I want to make an observation. Am I the only one that noticed that the Ankara is no longer up to 6 yards or 36 inches in the length? Well, back to the tutorial. I've gone ahead to join the side. So unfold, what I have will be 45 inches. If you're new to tailoring, our measurement is always done on fold. Then I'll go ahead to hem the down part. I've gone ahead to gather the waistline to the desired waistline of your fabric. Go ahead to do a gather on it, and also measure to make sure that whatever you gather is the same thing with what you have on your waist. And what I have here is 15.5. Then after that, after gathering, always there's this excess thread that comes out at the side of your gather. Always knot it down. This is to ensure that the gather is firm and will not loose. Do the same thing to the other side. I was talking about Ankara not being enough earlier before we continue. I don't know if it's by grade or depending on the grade of the Ankara you buy. I don't know, I just think it's my observation. So after that, I'm just trimming off excess. So after that, I am going to chalk down the middle of this gather so that it will be easier for me to play. Like I've said, I've gone ahead to knot the middle part of it. Always knot it when drafting. It will be easier for you. I'll be placing the chalked part on the notch part, right sides facing each other. Using my office pin, I will be pinning it down. So I'm going to pin it down all around, just like you see me doing in the video. So after pinning it down, I'll be taking it to your sewing machine to sew it down. And I will not be making use of line, like I mentioned earlier. So this next step that I'm about to explain is for the sake of those that will be using lining. And I believe that anyone watching this video is a total beginner. Now what you're going to do is making use of a lining, or you want to add a lining to yours. You will be gathering your lining the same way you gathered your main fabric. Do you understand? Gather your lining the same way you gather your main fabric. Now you remember the lining, when placing it, you'll be placing it on the other side of the fabric. I don't know how to put it. Just make sure that the middle part, that's the upper part of your fabric, will be in between the lining and the main fabric. Do you understand? That upper part will be in the middle. That way, just like the way I'm placing it, if I'm going to use a line, that's the same way I'm going to do it. That way, after sewing it, the lining can cover up for all these rough edges. Do you see? Just like what you see me doing in the video. That is for those that will be making use of lining. And if you will not be making use of lining and you do not have a weaving machine, please tape it down. Use a bias tape to tape it down, just like you see me indicating. Tape it down. Do you understand? That way your work is neat and it's not looking tacky. Now the next step is to attach your zipper. Measure out how long or the length of your zipper, stitch down the other side and attach your zipper. With that has brought us to the end of this amazing tutorial. If you're new to this channel, my name is Oluchi. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And also compliments of the season and happy new year to every one of you. I love you all.